Good evening, everyone. We are here at what is an extremely difficult and very tenuous time for the region in the wake of the slaughter perpetrated by Hamas. We came here with four key objectives: to make clear that the United States stands with Israel, to prevent the conflict from spreading to other places, to work on securing the release of hostages, including American citizens, and to address the humanitarian crisis that exists in Gaza. We started, as you know, in Israel, and it was important to make it very clear that the United States has Israel's back. We will stand with it today, tomorrow, and every day. And we're doing that in word and also in deed. I spent time with Prime Minister Netanyahu to go through the needs that Israel may have to make sure it can effectively defend itself. And you've already seen a lot of that assistance moving forward, and that's a conversation that will continue. Israel has the right, indeed it has the obligation, to defend itself against these attacks from Hamas and to try to do what it can to make sure that this never happens again. As I said in Tel Aviv, as President Biden has said, the way that Israel does this matters. Needs to do it in a way that affirms the shared values that we have for human life and human dignity, taking every possible precaution to avoid harming civilians. After we left Israel, we've gone now to, I think I've lost track, but to 6 countries in the region: Jordan, Bahrain, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, now here in Egypt. And the purpose of seeing all of our partners was first and foremost to listen to them, to hear how they're seeing this crisis, and to look at what we can do together to deal with many of the concerns that it's raised. What I've heard from virtually every partner was a determination, a shared view, not only with the words that we're saying, but with what we're actually doing, including the deployment of these aircraft carrier battle groups. Again, not to provoke anyone, but to send a very clear message of deterrence, that no one should do anything that widens this conflict in any way or that furthers aggression against Israel from any other direction. So we've been clear about that. I had very good conversations both with the Crown Prince in Saudi Arabia and here in Egypt with President al-Sisi, and also heard, I think, a lot of good ideas about some of the things we need to do moving forward, including practical ideas on getting assistance to Palestinians in Gaza who are in need, but also good and important conversations about the future and where we hope ultimately together we can bring this in a much more positive way. In terms of the conference that Egypt is putting forward, look, we think these kinds of initiatives are good ideas. Anything that can look in practical ways at how we can help get assistance to the Palestinians who need it, that can look at ways to ensure that this conflict doesn't spread, that can look to the future as well, I think is a positive thing. And what's very clear is this: there are two very different visions for the future and what the Middle East can and should be. There's a vision that we very strongly espouse that has countries in the region normalizing their relations, integrating, working together in common purpose, and upholding and bringing forth the rights and aspirations of the Palestinian people. That's one vision. It's very clear. There's another vision that Hamas has demonstrated in the most horrific way, and that's a vision of death, of destruction, of nihilism, of terrorism. That's a vision that does nothing to advance aspirations for Palestinians, that does nothing to help create better futures for people in the region, and does everything to bring total darkness to everyone that it's able to affect. So I think the paths are clear, the visions are clear, and I have no doubt what path people, the overwhelming majority of people in the region, will choose and will prefer if given the opportunity. So our responsibility, all of us who believe in that first path, and that's everyone I talk to, our responsibility is to make it real, to bring it to life, to make it a clear affirmative choice. And that's what we're determined to do. We have to get through this crisis first, and we're working to do that. But we also have to get back in a very clear, practical way to that vision, to making it real. If we do that, everyone in this region will be in a much better place, and so will the rest of the world. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.